I'm going to give you guys such a valuable tool. I mean, this tool is so powerful that if you utilize it, I promise you, you will never think about it again.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is an extent, it's a different way to accomplish what SK showed you yesterday. And I picked Highway to the Danger Zone as the song today because if you do not do this, you are on a highway to the danger zone. And once you're there, it is very hard to get out of the danger zone. Very difficult. You got to be an expert pilot, so to speak. So, with that being said, how to handle, think about it, tie in advance.
All these acronyms.
I'm going to get a better pen. First off, guys, you guys need to understand that think about it is not a real objection. First and foremost. It is not a real objection. It is specifically designed to protect the prospect's real objection. It's a smokescreen, otherwise known as. It is, I'm going to tell you, I need to think about it. It's very vague, very non-descriptive, very hard to pinpoint what the hell I'm talking about. And the real reason why I won't buy, I'm going to keep in my back pocket, and I'm not going to tell you. Because if I did, you'll probably sell me. That's why they do it. That's what's going on in their minds. So, all we have to do is position ourselves to take that away before the prospect has an opportunity to use it. And where do we do that first and foremost?
Beginning of the, or the end of the open, beginning of the close?
The end of the open.
The end of the open first. You actually answered part 1 and part 2. But yes, the end of the open. So the first thing you have to do is, during trial close, put a time frame. Like, next time we talk. On the pre-sale. When we meet next. So on and so on and so on. However you want to word it is totally up to you. It is irrelevant how you word it. The relevancy is in the time frame itself. Because if you say, will you consider moving forward with me without a time frame, you literally give them carte blanche to use think about it. Because think about it can directly correlate with consideration. Therefore, when you ask for the order and they go, I need to think about it, you can't use the trial close to hold them accountable. Because they still are considering whether or not they're going to move forward with you. And you didn't say, would you give me a shot next time we talk? You just said, would you give me a shot? And until they say no, technically, they're still potentially giving you a shot. So, don't put yourself in that situation. Put a time frame in the close of the trial close, yeah.
If you put all that in there and they still try to give you that BS, I mean, is that...
Oh, well, yeah, don't worry. We will have a way to handle that. But you got to position yourself first before you can properly handle that. So, you got to put in a time frame, guys. It's so vitally important. After you put in the time frame, and you've probably trial closed them, you set the appointment, all that good stuff, you send your email, totally stoked, assuming the sale in the email, and now you're on the close, right? Everyone know the section that says my notes say blank, blank, blank?
Yeah.
That is where I say, my notes say, and then I start reviewing the open notes. I do this for a few reasons. The main one is to ensure I don't get partnered, ensure I don't get think about it at the end of the close. But there's a couple other reasons why I do this. Anybody can guess why I review the open notes? Everything. I mean, literally from how long they've been in business all the way down to the qualifying questions.
Remind them of their hot buttons.
It reminds them of their hot buttons, yes.
Rebuilds rapport.
Lets them know you're paying attention.
Yep.
Close. It lets them know that you have a genuine interest. It lets them know that you've been paying attention. It lets them know that you specifically designed something based off of what they said. You know? So it rebuilds the hot buttons. Rebuilds rapport. It will show genuine interest. And it will feel custom. It'll feel custom to them. So these are all the other reasons why I do it. On top of the fact that I want to handle objections in advance. So when I review the qualifying questions, I'm going to be able to find out the objections in advance. So when I go through it, I go, so John, it looks like it's going to be you and I, the info, and you can make a decision today. And he goes, whoa, no, I actually have to run it by my wife. And I go, whoa, perfect. Before I spent an hour of my time going through a presentation, I found out he was going to partner me. So instead of going through that hour presentation, I'm going to say, you know what, you didn't mention the wife the first time. I can understand why you would want to have your wife in this presentation. So why don't we reschedule where I get you both together to save you time, save me time, and save her time. Okay? That way, you don't go through and find yourself in the danger zone.
Kenny
Okay?
Loggins.
Kenny Loggins. He's the only man who can stay there. The other thing that we want to do is, the research qualifying question. We don't want them to say they have to do more research. So when you reiterate that question in the beginning of the closing, you say, and I got here, as long as I provide the right information on my company, the product, and pricing, you'll be able to make an educated decision with that info, right? And he goes, yeah. And you go, okay, and this is a hypothetical, but I did ask if I could show you something today that really made sense for your business and your budget, and handle hot button 1, hot button 2, hot button 3. That if I could do that and it made sense financially, we could work together today, right? And he goes, yes. Now that he's done that, there's no way he will be able to effectively use think about it, research, or partner to get out of making a decision. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
It's so vitally important. It's so powerful, and it's systematic. It's very easy to do. You just have to pay attention and remember to do it. And Panther asked a great question. Well, Kelson, let's say they say that, and then they still have the audacity, after you pre-zone, to say they didn't think about it. Right? It happens from time to time.
I mean, I even guilt tripped the guy, and he still kept on with it. And I brought it back to, brought it back up into the thing where I qualified him and told him, hey, I asked you, last time, because, if I showed you information that made sense, and if it made sense for the budget, that you'd move forward. And he said, yeah. And he still told me to think about it.
Sure. So what you do is you hold them accountable. First off, you have to have good rapport with them. This is why rapport is the foundation of sales. Because if you do not have the rapport, they will do that to you, and they will not feel bad at all. They'll be like, yeah, Chris, I did tell you that. I don't care. What are you going to do? Call me a liar? Good. Okay? So you got to have the rapport. You have to have that business rapport. They have to value your time. They have to value what you're doing for them. Okay? If they don't, then the odds of this working drop dramatically. But if you have that rapport, when you go into this and they go, I didn't even think about it, you go, really? Okay, I'm a little confused. I mean, aside from needing to think about it, what else is holding you back? They go, that's it, so you think about it. You go, okay. Well, I guess I can kind of understand. I mean, just so I'm clear, you need to think about it, but I mean, that's nothing else, just need to think about it. He goes, yeah. You go, okay, so if I always try to set proper expectations with all my clients. And, I specifically asked you, before we even met, that if I could truly show you something that made sense for your business and made sense for your budget, if we could work together today, and you told me yes. And I also asked, as long as I provided the right information on my company, the product, and the price, if you would need anything else to make this decision today, and you said no. So where was I unclear with my company, with this product, or with the price? Because obviously there was a disconnect, and you're a little confused, and you're trying to figure it out. So you literally are letting him know that, hey, don't give me that smoke screen. Tell me what's really on your mind. when you have that rapport, and you go ahead and you pull those things just the way I did it, you don't want to be aggressive when you do it. You have to be kitty cat, because if you're aggressive, your rapport will be shot instantaneously. They'll be like, oh, you're calling me a liar? Which we have had happen. Or another one is, so I wasted your time. And depending on the individual, sometimes you got to say, yes, you did. You wasted my time. Because I specifically asked you things and you misled me. Therefore, you wasted my time. Don't be afraid to do these things. Don't be afraid to hold them accountable. Okay? You have to be busy. That way they respect you. You've got to have the rapport. That way they won't lie to you and not feel guilty about it. Because buyers are liars. There is no doubt about that. But when you can be a liar's friend, it becomes not friend's a bad word. When you create a business relationship with a buyer, he will have a harder time, running with a lie. He'll feel guilty. I've seen it happen time and time again. I brought in several deals just doing this. They go, I need to think about it. And I go, I'm confused. I set proper expectations. I thought I did everything right. What went wrong? And they go, oh, Kelson, all right, I'll buy. You got me. Can we break it up? It's just expensive. I mean, I can't really afford all this now. Oh, there's the real objection. It was the money. Or they'll go, oh man, I'm not sure about, how this print advertising is going to integrate with the online advertising. Or whatever it is. The whole thing you need to realize, guys, just to recap real quick, is one, think about it as not a real objection. It is a smokescreen, and it is designed to hide the real objection from the salesperson. Two, you need to put time frames in the open at the trial close to ensure that the proper expectation to do business has been set. Three, you review the open in the beginning of the close from how many years they've been in business to the trial close. Everything you need to review. Don't forget the trial close. I mean, I can't tell you how many times reps review all the information in the open, but they don't review the trial close questions, which are the whole purpose of doing it in the first place. And when you do those things and you come to the end, he still has the, nerve to say, think about it. You then hold him accountable to what was already agreed upon earlier in the interaction. And the thing is if you don't do it in the beginning of the close, they may forget. And then they may try to weasel out of it. Say, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember saying that. But if you do it in the beginning of the close, you're like, dude, it happened 45 minutes ago. Did you take Ambien or something? What's going on? You're blacking out over there? So, the fact of the matter is, guys, you do this, I promise you, close rate's going to go up. I promise you that you would never have to deal with think about it as much as you are now. You may get it every once in a while, and even when you do, you'll be able to handle it. So is there any questions on this approach to handling think about it in advance? Go ahead.
I'm just going to write down the close that you used for the person, place, product, or price. What was that close that you used?
What do you mean? You mean the research question, qualifying question? Aside from
you
the right
were
info on
like-
my company, right
The
information?
ultimate
Yeah.
animal.
You hold them accountable. You say,
Oh, when you hold them accountable, yeah. Ultimately, what I'm saying is, I try to set proper expectations. And that's why I asked you. If I could show you, you reiterate your trial close questions. And then you say, you told me yes, you told me no on research, you wouldn't need any additional information. You told me yes, that you could make a decision today if I could provide all that to you. And here we are, and you tell me you can't make a decision, so what's going on? And when they say, think about it, you go, what does that really mean? Now it's like, oh crap, this guy's going to make me actually tell him what's really on my mind. He will not let me out the door. But if you don't do these things, if you don't put it in place, if you don't get him to agree to it, you can't hold him accountable to it later. And he will get out of making the decision. And he will never think about this again. Because that's how people are. Okay? We're natural procrastinators, and we're also people who are easily distracted. People in America are very easily distracted. The business owner hangs up the phone, he goes, I'm going to go call my other company to cancel with them. And then, he gets a call from, his daughter saying she just won her softball game. And now he's like, oh my gosh, honey, awesome, let's go have pizza. And there goes what he was going to do. And that's how life works. So when you have the rapport and you set the proper expectations, you can hold them accountable to what's been agreed upon, and you can paint those pictures that are very realistic, that happen all the time, that there's no way you can deny. And that is how you get people, that is how you close, people. Best closers in the world are the ones that set themselves up before they even close. It's just like chess. You got to think 2, 3, 4 moves ahead. This is verbal chess. If you're not thinking 2, 3, 4 moves ahead, you'll be the one in checkmate rather than him. Cool?
Yeah.
You guys okay? You guys just...
That was confused, yeah. Still standing.
Is that confusing?
No, I'm not confused.
So it makes sense. So from now on, I will see everybody doing this.
Of course.
It's going to require practice, guys. You're going to have to watch the video at least 10 times. You're going to have to script it out. You're going to have to see the language in front of you. You can't expect yourselves to go out there today and do this on every call right now. It's going to take time preparing, time practicing. So don't beat yourselves up. Don't feel like it's high pressure and, this kind of thing. You got to take the time to sit down and dedicate yourself to the material so you can master it.
Yes.
That's it.
And he's specifically referring to how to hold them accountable at the end. That's where it's going to take a lot of practice. But time frame at the end of the trial close and the open, you should be able to do that from now on. If you got a right time frame to remind yourself at the end of the close, because I know in the heat of the moment, you guys are just so in the zone talking to the person, you forget, these little things. Write it in there.
And oftentimes, in the reality of an open, at the end they're trying to run on you as well. So when you're hitting them with these questions, you have to be strong enough to reach through the phone, capture their attention, and make them go through this process with you. And it's okay, right then and there, to lose them.
Yes.
You should lose them. At least half of them, right then and there, will disqualify themselves right there at that moment. And so learn to convert the cold call, absorb their objections, walk right in the door, and enjoy the process of opening. So the next time it happens, you get a stronger close.
Exactly, because ultimately,
That's the deal. Don't beat yourselves up.
if you do things their way, you will not get what you want. What I mean by that, if they're rushing off the phone, you're like, okay, I'll just call you then, and you don't do the things we're teaching you to do, that's going to be the guy you're going to chase down, waste your time. You'll never get him to buy. Because he's going to do things his way. But I'm telling you, there's enough people in the world with the right confidence, conviction, enthusiasm who will do things your way. And those people buy. Those people will work with you. And you only got to find one of those a day. Just one a day. But if you don't put these things in place, it'll be difficult to even hold that person accountable. And that's why we do it. So everybody also, I want you to put on your close script, the top there where the 3 blanks are, review, in big words, review open notes and qualifying questions. I want that separate because if I just have review open notes, some of you are probably going to forget the qualifying questions are part of that. So can everybody do that?
Yes.
To remind themselves, because I'm telling you, if you do this, guys, it's going to save you a lot of headache. You're never going to be in the danger zone, which would be nice, right? Nobody wants to be in the danger zone.
Especially
Review the open notes and the qualifying
No.
questions.
Goose to the day.
He didn't make it in the danger zone. All right, so no questions. Get out there, head it up.